Small SUVs are taking over. I mean, look at this lineup. And to put things in perspective, if you move to a cold area like Narumoro, you will gear up with warm clothes, boots, and an umbrella. And if you move to a hot place like Mombasa, you'll gear up with things like light clothes, a hat, and a water bottle to keep yourself hydrated. Same thing with cars. If you stay in a place where there's bad roads, big ass bumps, and it occasionally floods, your sensible side will always go to an SUV. And a good example of that is this, the 2020 Toyota Raize. I'm LP, and let's find out if the Raize is a hit or a miss. This car is brought to us courtesy of Yaya Cars. Hit them up, go check them out, and let's get back to the video. From the front, the Raize looks like a RAV4. You get LED lights, DRLs are there, parking sensors that comes in the top trim, which is this. It wears a Toyota badge, and I say that because the Raize is a rebadged Daihatsu Rocky. Toyota owns shares at Daihatsu, and they can walk in Uko and say,
I like you, and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours.
And Daihatsu has to act accordingly. On looks alone and the Toyota badge, they're going to sell a boatload of these cars. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the looks of this Toyota Raize? The side profile, you get 17-inch rims wrapped in Bridgestone. And this thing they keep doing with these small SUVs, they put this black plastic cladding around the car. But it's a good thing because if you damage it, you can repair it easily. So that's why they have that there. You get this dual tone on this car, and some cars can come just one tone. So depends on what your fancy wants. Mix and match. And I usually tell guys when they're getting these small cars, go for the fun colors. Get this blue, get red, and maybe even yellow. Who knows? Get into the back. At the back, you get this interesting look, especially the eyes. It gives Robin vibes, Batman and Robin, but Robin vibes. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Get your Raize badging there, parking sensors, and an interesting bumper that comes all the way till up here. Getting into the boot, press the button and open it like that. Inside the boot, you get a sizable space. It's not the largest, especially because the seats come all the way close to here, but you can fit a number of suitcases or small suitcases here at the back. Underneath, you get more space, no spare tire in this, even underneath the car, but there's space that you can put a spare tire if you want. You can just use it as storage. Up here for connectivity, there's no connectivity. You only have a light and a spot to keep your tools. And the interesting thing is you find your jack to raise the car is under the front passenger seat. So if you can't find it here at the back, just check the front passenger seat, hapo chini. That's where you'll find your jack to raise your car. The seats split in a 60-40 manner, and it gives you a flat bay so you can push things all the way to the front. You can lower this if you want, but that just destroys now things like if you want to move things to the front, you can't have that. So yeah. Tie down points on corners, and that's the back. Let's get to the back seat and see what you have there. Here at the back, the door opens wide enough for you to handle business here at the back because you have two child seat anchor points for the seats if you have kids. For materials on the door, you get plastics all the way to the bottom. You know how you can have soft touch material here? It's nothing. It's hard plastics. The seats themselves are cloth, and you get this center kind of like checkered look. Yeah, basic Toyota stuff. Getting in, getting comfortable. This is in my driving position. I get that much space, about 2 fingers of space. And for head space, yeah, it's pretty good. Sitting 3 guys here at the back, it wouldn't be ideal. It's more of like a 2+2 if you have adults. But if you have small kids or smaller friends, you can fit 3 guys here at the back. They can fit here at the back pretty well. The center seat doesn't have a drop point where you can have like cup holders and an armrest. It's just a bench seat, and it actually It reclines just a bit, like that much, not much difference. For spaces, you get your door cards here. They don't fit my big bottle, and this backseat pocket on the passenger seat. For connectivity, you have 2 USB points here at the bottom, so that's good. And like other cars, they don't give you that option. That's it here at the back. Let's get to the front seats and see what you have there. At the front, for materials, similar. Plastics all the way to the bottom, even the soft touch material that should be here. You have a rubber pad. The seats themselves are comfortable, kind of like bucket seats because of this side bolster. And they usually say that if your car has piping along the seats, it's a premium car.
Wetin be this? Wetin be this?
For the dashboard, we have plastics everywhere. The only difference is now you have this chrome bit here that tries to make the front look a bit good. On the steering wheel itself, you have a leather wrapped steering wheel, but plastics, everything, everywhere else. For storage spaces, you have space here on your glove box. And if you want to know about Toyota, well, that's a very Toyota thing for you. And the same on the driver side. Other spaces you get is the center console here, 2 on the sides of your center console, 1 space here for your phone. And I like how when you put your phone, it's angled, so if there's anything happen, you can see. And under your armrest, you get small space, coins, receipts, and stuff. And lastly, door bins that don't fit my big bottle. For tech, you have a accessible screen here that actually fits the car. It comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Under that, you have your HVAC controls. Under that, you get 2 buttons for your heated seats for both front seats, and a cigarette lighter kind of port, plus 2 USB ports there in this space. Coming to the beige cluster, you get a digital screen, which for most cars in this 2020 era don't even have that. So it's a pretty big upgrade for anyone who will have this car. On your steering wheel, you have your cruise control buttons, your multimedia buttons, so you can control things without taking your eyes or your hands off the steering wheel. And on your right-hand side is where you have your driver aids. So things like your auto start stop, your parking sensors, your frontal collision stuff. And that's it for tech here at the front. One thing to show you that how this car is meant for a small family. You get this 3 seatbelt lights for the rear guy. So if there's anyone who's not wearing the seatbelt, it will show you here if you have those crazy kids. That's it here at the front. Let's open the bonnet and see what's powering this car. You can get 3 configurations of this 3-cylinder engine. You can get it in either a 1-liter turbo, a 1.2-liter NA, naturally aspirated, and a 1.2-liter e-hybrid, where the engine acts as a generator to charge the batteries. All engines are mated to a dual mode CVT, where it has a launch gear that helps the car get off and go. Like if you're on a steep hill or something, getting up and going with that CVT will be much easier than if you have a conventional CVT. So that's where that comes in. For issues with this car, well, it's a Toyota. But here are the issues. You can pause and go through them. To conclude, if you're looking for an all-out off-roader like the Jimny, or you're looking for an alternative to a RAV4 to go off-road, take your car to shags, this is not the car for you. Or anything too off-roading, this is not the car. But I know you guys, what my country people, mutapeleka hii nyumbani. But if you're looking for a city commuter, a car to take your kids to school, or to do the small runs up on a pale for shopping and stuff, you can't really beat this. But if this doesn't do it for you, here are other videos you can check out. I'm El.P, and I'll catch you guys there.